What's up, guys? How we doing? What's going on? Me and Valley Fish and Wicked have been chatting it up for the last 10 minutes. How you guys doing? Oh, so we got Cyclic King Aquatics here, Wicked Tanks NC, Dansley is here, Valley Fish is here. Who else is here? Welcome. So, the Ropefish tank lights are now on, so you can actually see into this tank. And if anybody has questions about ropefish, that's actually where my expertise lies, because I'm a noob to a lot of fish, but these guys have spent a year researching, so I got info on them. Hi, Punchy! You better get dressed for work. You better get to work. EJ Fishes is here, Sandy's here, Andy's here. Mr. Rolling Stone 2518 is here. Hello. Gerald Wallace. Hello. Not no LA Jane. Jeff Rose. What's up? Glad to see everybody hanging out on a Sunday. Back 40 Aqua, Twisty Rides. I was just looking up about them. Twisty Ride says, what timing? I was just looking up about them. The ropefish, yeah, what do you want to know? Because I spent a whole bunch of time looking up stuff about them, because I'm going to breed that fish. It's going to take a pond, I think, but I'm going to do it. Let's see. Not no LA Jane. I love them. Me too. They're my favorite. Has anybody got any questions about them, or anybody got any questions about what I'm doing? We've been working on the basement today. I got to get down there and spray paint after I do this. Oh no, Fish Corner just showed up. Hello. Yeah, Jeff, you should go after me, because I'm not going to go for super long, but I'm going to, because I got spray painting to do. Dansley, what was the biggest challenge getting them settled at first? The biggest challenge is that they're all wild caught, and they usually come in with some kind of a fungus, and it's usually like a ridiculously fast-acting fungus. It like immediately starts really tearing them up. I've only managed to save 2 that I've ever gotten in that actually got it real bad, because they just don't respond to medication on that. The one ropefish I had 40 years ago dried on my carpets, so no questions now. Yeah, they jump. They like to jump. You got to give them somewhere to get out of the water. They like to be out of the water. Let's see. Are you going to build a pond in your basement for the ropefish? Yes, I am. We are building a huge pond for them where they can get up out of the water. It's going to be fully planted. I'm actually planning a living wall behind it, so that that whole corner of the fish room is just going to be plants and ropefish. It's going to be fantastic. Spray paint in the basement. Why not roll it? Because I bought spray paint, and I'm not afraid of it. That's why my kid is at the babysitter's, because she can't be around that. But, you know. Get it going. EJ Fishes says, how's the Corys doing? The Corys are doing fantastic. I think they're actually breeding again. I just got done doing my water changes, and maybe they're not going right now. I found a few more eggs in there, but those could have just been ones I missed. But I just did a big cold water change on them, so they are happy. Let's see. LRB Aquatics. Wicked Tanks. LRBAquatics.com. Right? That's his deal. Is there a ropefish showing up? There's 2 of them. 2 ropefish. There's actually 4 in that tank. They're way shoehorned in there. They need that pond. Let's see. What else is going on? Remember, breathe hard when spray painting. Very important. Yeah, I've got a mask and everything. I'm not like 100% ridiculous. I've got one of those respirators. Not no LA Jane says, are they going to get bigger? They probably will get bigger. A lot of people say they don't get over like 14, 18 inches. I don't think that's true. I think they get bigger than that if you keep them long enough. I think the problem most people have with them is they keep them in community tanks where they can't get out of the water, and they're not really even though they're a predator, a meat eater, they're not really aggressive, and they're halfway blind. So they miss food a lot. If you've got anything in there that's competing for food with them, they're not going to eat very well, and you're going to end up with a really tiny ropefish. Let's see. Bring down that microworm culture for us. Is there anything to see in the jars? Yeah, let's see here. This one, the yeast one, is actually looking pretty good. The other one's not going very well. I'm about to throw some yeast in there because I don't think that's going. See all these? These are all microworms that are climbing the side of there. So that culture is actually getting going pretty good. There's some more right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. But yeah, that's just mashed potatoes, instant mashed potatoes, water, and yeast, and worms. So there's that. Let's see. Gas furnace, water heater, flammable paint. Yeah, I've got propane, gas water heater, gas furnace. I'm going to spray some spray paint down there. It's going to be fantastic. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Hey, if it blows up, I'll go live again, and then you guys can watch me try to put it on fire. How long is each culture good for? Those usually last me a good, 3 weeks with the yeast in them. Now, I'm trying without the yeast, but I don't think that's going to work very well, because they're not taking off. I don't know who told me that and made me want to try it, but that's not really working. So you don't have to do the yeast, but if you don't, you'll get other nasties taking advantage of the lack of yeast competing for nutrients. Interesting. Dansley, that's probably 100% true, because that one without the yeast is growing mold. I've never seen a culture grow mold. I've seen cultures die out, but never grow anything. I've seen them get infected by, if you leave them open, other bugs or something, but never, mold. So that was weird. Greg Jones says, congrats on 1K. Thank you. I can't believe that 1,000 people want to hear me talk about my fish, but I'm pretty stoked about it. Let's see. Sandy asked, how much bigger do the ropefish get? I don't know. Supposedly they only get to 18 inches, but I really have theories that they'll get bigger than that, because I don't think, like I said, I don't think people keep them that long. Candy just got here. Hi, Candy. Wicked Tank says, I'm going to be getting a batch of Walter worms from One Fish, Two Fish ROC. That's a genius idea. Walter worms are a good idea. They're bigger. Those might even be a better idea than my micro worms, because they're tiny. But I'm only feeding a scarlet batis with them, so I guess it can't be too bad. Sandy asked, varied diet for the ropes. Yeah, they have, I feed them 98% bloodworms and beef heart. Sometimes I also throw in some spirulina brine shrimp cubes. They don't really like that, but if I can get them to eat it, I feel like it's good. I feel like they're eating their vegetables right, even though they don't need that. And then sometimes I use the Hikari Massivore diet, but that stuff, I hate opening that bag because it stinks, a lot. You can't get rid of that smell. Valleyfish says, do they eat snails? Not that I have seen. There are snails in that tank, and I have never seen them eat them. You know what I've seen eat snails? Cory cats. Cory cats eat snails. Would they eat guppy fry? Asked Back 40 Aqua. Probably, if they could catch them. Now, I don't think they would actively hunt them, except possibly at night, and possibly only ones that were old or weak or struggling. There's a cat under this table, by the way. I'm not just rubbing my leg. This cat will not leave me alone. His name is Ozzy, by the way. But yeah, I've seen them eat other tank mates. It's not a huge problem, but if there's somebody in there that's struggling or slow or something like that, they'll get them. Mr. Rolling Stone says, your snail game is strong. My snail game is strong, and I credit my hard water for it and my overfeeding, because that's what happens. Crystal Shack Aquatics says, you're a pretty kitty. Are you a pretty kitty? No, he's not. He doesn't like. He's just an attention seeker. He's super old, too. He's 13 or something. Oh, there he goes. Blue Ice Aquatics. Can you keep a mono shrimp with blue velvets? A mono shrimp are meat eaters, or they're algae eaters. You could try it. I'm sure that somebody'd eat somebody at some point, but I don't keep shrimp. Lucas keeps shrimp. I'm learning about shrimp. Learning how to not suck shrimp down a tube. That's pretty high up on my list of skills. Because he uses these big gauge tubes to drain those tanks. Wicked says I've been trying to get my hands on some monos for 2 weeks now. Yeah, they're wicked little algae eaters. I have 2 of them. And there's no algae in their tank. No, not no LA Gene. He's handsome, not pretty. That's right. He's a handsome cat. He's an old man. And he's very wanting attention right now. So I'm surprised he's not meowing at me. Ropefish. Wicked says, I keep shrimp partly because of Lucas's channel. Yeah, Lucas's tanks make me want to keep shrimp because they look amazing when there's a giant community of them. I just don't have time. Because I would get real OCD about it and want to, like, cull them and breed, like, hardcore lines. And I don't have time because Lucas has 300 tanks and he wants to add more. Let's see. So the Ropey behind you, how old? Back 40 Aqua asked. You don't know because they're wild caught. So I've had these for almost a year, like probably 6 to 8 months, maybe more than that. I don't know what, it's December. I got them, yeah, probably like 6 to 8 months, but they're all wild caught. So they could have been super old when they were caught. They could have been super young. I mean, when they're babies, they're actually called fingerlings, so they're only about this big. So I know they weren't babies. And I've never seen a baby in the aquarium trade other than one that actually bred them that they didn't last, and one that was an accidental breeding, and none of them lasted. So who knows how old they are. I'm hoping they're old because supposedly they live to over 20 years old and they don't reach breeding age until about 10 years. That's some of the stuff I've read, but I'm not so sure about that either because I've also talked to a guy from Nigeria that did a bunch of his study in college on this fish, and he says they breed all year round. The only reason they don't breed in the tank is because of the change of environment. So I'm really focusing very hard on trying to change or correct the environment, like make it an African swampland, marsh, estuary thing. So that's what I'm working on with that pond. It's going to be cool to watch you breed them. I want to breed them so bad. That's my goal. No, LA Jane, the struggle is real. MTS, for sure. It's like you get a fish tank and they're like, here's your MTS card. And you're like, what's that? I only need one fish tank. I put all the fish I want in there. And then you figure it out and you're like, oh no, I messed up. I have a common pleco in a 20-gallon tank. And you end up with 50 tanks because you want to take all kinds of different stuff on. And you know you can't put them all together because it won't work the way you want it to. And then you need more tanks. Let's see here. Anybody else got any questions? Ropefish related, corridor related, basement related? That's about where my expertise lies. I never really kept the rainbow fish. I like my oddballs, man. I think the next one I'm gonna get is those elephant nose fish. I've been looking at those, and they look like little weird dolphins, and I really like them. So if anybody's kept those, shoot me some info. I was also looking at the very rare dolphin fish that nobody can ever get. But those things are pretty cool. Alright. Anybody got any other questions? I got spray painting to do. You gonna make me get antsy and have to go do some spray painting in the basement. Let's see here. What are you going to fill the basement with? Asked Crystal Shack. What kinds of cool fish? So, we're doing a ropefish pond. The Bashirs are getting an upgraded system. They're going to be in a much bigger system, and they're actually going to get friends. So, I'm going to get a bunch of the different kinds of Bashirs, because there's actually 13 different species. A lot of people know there's, like, the ornate. Joey has one of those. King of DIY. What else? There's that's the ornate or the ornatopinus. There's the Senegal, which everybody knows, that's the gray one. There's there's like an African one. There's the, I don't know how to pronounce it. It starts with a D one. Dalhousie. I don't know. I'm gonna get one of those. They're gonna get a big tank right next to the ropefish because they're all kind of in the same family, so I really like that. And then I'm gonna do a big breeding rack for the cories, the guppies, some plecos that I'm gonna be working on. And then I don't know. I'm really thinking about those elephant fish. I kind of want every tank to be that tank that they stop in the fish room and go, what is that? Instead of like, oh yeah, you got guppies, cories, rainbows, and all this. No, I want every tank to be like, what? What is that? How many cories is a good start for a breeding group? Probably 5? I used like 13 because I'm an overachiever, but, you know, make sure you have a male and a female. A couple males. Males like to follow the female around in a little group. Let's see. Twisty rides. Do the ropefish require a glass top, tight fitting, or will an egg crate work? Twisty rides, if you don't have anywhere for them to get out of the water, like a turtle dock or somewhere they can hang out, like at the surface, like some plants that sit at the surface, you need a tight fitting lid because they're going to try to jump out. You'll see them. They'll ramp up from the bottom and try to hit that top. And if they hit one of those holes in the egg crate, they're going on the floor. Now, they can last for up to 8 hours outside of water because they breathe air 70% of the time. But if they dry out, they'll die. Will there be a spray paint time lapse? I don't know. It depends on if I pass out. But yeah, well, I'll do one. Can we come with you for the spray paint? Let's get... Oh, I can't do that. There's going to be some editing in that one, I'm sure, because I'm a doofus and I can't spray paint beautifully and make it look like I'm some kind of construction genius. I'm going to be like... Sandy says, what about a black ghost knife? I've had one before. They're pretty cool. If I got another one, I would want it to be in a tank where it could get real big. Like, those things can get real sizable and personable and be like a little water pet. But if you keep them in like a 40-gallon or 55-gallon, they just grow so slow. Mr. Bees says, is it considered a labyrinth lung? I don't think so. I think it's actually like a lung. Like, these fish actually, if you look in the fossil record, are one of the closest links. Like this one specifically. The Bashirs are in the same kind of area. What is it? Genus, species, family, whatever. These are kind of on their own, and they are the link basically between the fish that started to come out of water and the creatures that were actually on land. So they're like in that transition period. But I don't think, it might be, it's not really a labyrinth lung. It's like an actual like organ, like lung. There's a study from 1983 you can look up that probably says the actual terminology for what it is. And they actually took ropefish and they put them in this chamber to try and figure out how they were breathing, whether breathing through their gills, their skin, or their lungs. And it's really interesting. I've got a copy of it. Let's see. Blue Ice Aquatic. I have 4 salt and peppers and a 125 with sand substrate. I've had them in there for over a year. Do you think they're old enough to be laying eggs yet? Probably. Give them a cold water change and a bunch of bloodworms. See what they do. That's what I do. Lots and lots of bloodworms and fatty foods and make them think that, you know, they can do anything, and then give them a cold water change. Usually gets them going. I gotta fix my socks because they're falling down. Okay, let's see here. Cyclo King says, I have a black ghost knife I love. 16 inches and growing. Yeah, they're so cool when they get big. And they act like water dogs. It's super, super neat. We need an update on the basement. That's the next video I'm going to do as soon as I get some stuff done down there today. Let the water level drop leading up to it. Yeah. Let it evaporate a little bit. That's Mr. B says, let the water level drop before you do that cold water change. It's a good idea. It'll make them think it's a dry season. And then cold water makes them think it's raining wet season. Ha! Let's see here. Why is this chat not working functionally? Doo-doo-doo-doo. Can you please show me your tattoo? This one? I think I showed it last night. It's a phoenix, and it's got books with titles on them like The Hobbit and Wonderland and The Deathly Hallows. That was 18 hours in the chair. Blue Ice Aquatics fixing to do that right after stream. Let us know how it goes. Hopefully that gets them going, because they should be old enough. Let's see here. What else is going on? Yeah, so I'm going to do that rack in the basement with the cories, the guppies, and the plecos, and then I'm leaving a ton of room in the basement so I can expand. So, like, right now I just want to get it down there and functional, and what I've got kind of stationed down there, and then there will be expansion. Cichlid Kings Aquatics says, your daughter is an absolute doll. Thank you very much, sir. That makes me feel like I'm doing a good job. This cat, however, is meowing at me. What? No? Done? That was it? Okay. That's all they had. Valleyfish says, what guppies? So right now, I have black metal jacket guppies. As soon as they grow out, I'm going to get some of those albino rainbow guppies from Lucas's, because those things are boss. I've got a video that has a picture of them in it. I love those things. So that's the next one. I'm not sure what I'm going to do after that. Kind of takes me a while to decide on things. It's got to be oddball enough. It's got to have something, at least a weird backstory or something. Mr. Bees says, do you have a French drain, sump hole, etc. in your basement? There's a drain down there, and it drains. It's not perfect. I'm still trying to decide how I'm going to do drainage, whether I'm going to pump stuff out, or whether I'm going to drain through that drain. That's still a question in the books. Any advice would be helpful. Drain that drains slowly in a basement that used to flood. How would you get the water out of the basement? Let me know in the comments. Let's see. Do you own blue phantoms, and do you plan on breeding them? I do not own blue phantoms. Blue phantoms would be sweet. I'm kind of into the royals, though. Like, I really think I want to get some of those royal plecos and see if I can breed those, because those are just, when you see one of those in a tank, like, you don't see it at first, and then when you see it, you're like, oh, what is that? That's so cool. So, maybe royals. Blue Ice Aquatics sump pump, right? I have a sump pump down there, but it's not hooked up. I just used it years ago when the basement flooded, so. There's a little drain. It's little. I don't think it could handle the amount of water I want to run through it. Because I'm going to run a lot of water through it. 2-0. There they are. Twisty Ride says, if your washer's down there and it handles the drain, it should handle the tank water. Washer's not down there. Washer's upstairs. Raccoon Creek Aquatics stopping in to say hello. Hello. Mr. B says it's worth hooking up a sump pump. Hose outside. Yeah, I think so. I really think that's going to be the way I'm going to have to go, because I don't know that I trust that little drain. Let's see. Cody says, Dean, the master fish breeder, uses a sump pump inside a 5-gallon bucket. His room isn't in his basement, though. Yeah, but that would still work. I mean, sump pump can pump up. Might be worth a 5-gallon bucket. I might have to do like a 40-gallon bucket. I'm going to be running a lot of water down there. Oh, yeah, y'all see that Kim Fisher person in the chat? That's my mother. She's in there talking about how she thinks she's going to help with this fish room. She'll help me. She'll watch my kid. That's where the kid is right now. Mr. B's fishing things, barrel. Big barrel. Big giant barrel. There you go. Now everybody knows who you are, mother. Anywho, what else is going on in here? That's always a big help. Yeah, right, Ellie? No, not no Ellie, Jane. Babysitter. Need babysitter. Grandma and Grandpa time. So much fun. super fun. Because Papu's her best friend, not anybody else. Now, no, Valley Fish, my mom is not a mod. She doesn't know how to do that. That would just give her a big head. Mr. B's Fishing Thing says it's also a last-ditch place to catch something siphoned by mistake. That's true. That's one of the cool things that Lucas's place had. He has those buckets with the pumps in them that he uses to pump water out of his house, so when I drain the tank, it goes in the bucket. I mean, if anybody comes out of there, they're in the bucket. I mean, not that I'm allowed to suck fish out of tanks, but it's convenient that at least they're still right there and you can shut stuff down and get them out, especially when you have ridiculously expensive fancy fish. And a lot of tiny babies in tanks. That's the other thing I'm learning a lot about at Lucas's is how to deal with little bitty tiny fry. Little tiny ones. They're so tiny. I can't do anything when I have my 4-year-old nephew. Right? They'd like... You need to teach them stuff. You got to pay attention to them, and you can't just be like, no, I'm doing things. Back away. You got to be like, this is what I'm doing, and show them and include them, and also teach them not to interrupt. And it's all very contradictory. Anything else? 'Cause we're getting close to a half an hour. And I gotta go spray paint and try not to pass out in the basement. See, I can sing. It's not lrbaquatics.com, but there you go. Where'd they go? Come back here. Hey. They're just swimming around. Brine shrimp net. Yeah. Brine shrimp, Blue Ice Aquatics says brine shrimp net for those little tiny fish. Yeah. Or just a paper cup. I mean, some of them are so small you can't do that kind of stuff. One Fish, Two Fish ROC is here. Hi. She says, nice to see you live. Got the snails yesterday. They're wonderful. Thank you. You're very welcome. I was so excited that you ordered snails from me. I'm glad they made it there good too because it's been cold. Let's see, Raccoon Creek Aquatics. What species is that behind you? That's the ropefish. We're talking here, right? This is ropefish. That's a pea puffer. And then, let's see here. I can't see. That's Grouchy, that's a betta, and then that's my grow out tank for my guppy babies. Let's see. Thanks for the reminder. Got to get the snail hook up. Yeah, Candy, you need some snails. I'll hook you up. I'm throwing a bunch of extras. Feed that pea puffer. Get them real big. Dan Slee says, do you have a website, Oddball Aquatics? I do not. I am not planning on starting a website because Lucas is going to sell the random little things that I breed through his website, and I'm going to do my Oddball thing because selling stuff and plants and all that kind of stuff, that's kind of his thing. I'll do a little bit on the side, but I'm not really trying to build another empire of selling fish stuff. I'm more trying to build a community of what's up and Oddball, and we're all awkward together, so let's just hang out and chill. Is there a way to tell the sex of the ropefish? Sandy asks. Yes, there is. So you tell that by their tails. I don't know if you guys can see this. I'll probably have to grab the camera and show you. Hang on. Let's see here. Going for a ride. Get out of there, plug. Thank you. Okay, so let's see if somebody... Oh, yeah, now they're all gone. Okay, so here is a tail. And that is a snail. Move, snail. Come on. Of course. They're swimming behind me the whole time. I go to do something, they disappear. And I can solve that problem. Hang on a second. Pause. Pause for the cause. We need some bloodworms. We have to entice the fish. Where are the bloodworms? Here they are. Bloodworms. Alright, it's right there for a second. I gotta get a bloodworm. This will bring them. Okay. Let's just have a quick before dinner snack. That'll get them moving. Give that about 2 seconds. Let's see. I have all the free snails anyone could ever want. Yeah, I got so many. And I gotta get rid of some because they are crazy. Oh, wait, here we go. Okay, so, perfect shot. Focus, focus. See that tail? See how there's just a tiny little bit on the bottom of it? That's a female. Now, let me see if I can find a male and show you the difference. The males have like a bigger piece on the end of their tail. Come on, guys, there's food in there. They're thinking about it. Let's see if we get a shot of this tail. Yeah, you see the big fin on the bottom? That's a male. Where am I? There it is. Big fin on the bottom right there, that's a male. Where'd that female go? She took off. Little fin on the bottom, female. Big fin on the bottom, male. That is how you tell the difference in ropefish. Hopefully you guys could see that. Hopefully you could see that. Nobody knows. Let's see. We cannot do awkward without a bit of gawky on the side, right? Gary Langley says, I bought an electric catfish at 2 inches. It's now 10 inches. Have you considered one? I have not. I think they're really cool. I need to be able to put my hands in the tank, and those things will just shock you. Might be neat if I figured out how to maintain a tank without putting my hands in it. Because that's ridiculous. Let's see. Anything else? Raccoon Creek says they're good at being awkward. Being awkward rules like that. Now all the ropefish are out behind me. Let's see here. Do. Anybody else? Alright, I'm at the bottom of the chat. I think I got everybody's questions. Anybody have any last minute questions before I go down to the basement and maybe don't come back out? The other thing I've really been thinking about getting is a glass frog. Look those up if you haven't seen them. Not that that's aquatic, but there's like this really cool tree frog, and the bottom side of it is clear. You can see like its liver and its intestines, and like if it's a female, you can see the eggs in there and stuff. Those are super cool. Check those out. They're kind of hard to get, but I'm thinking about it. Because I got a 10-gallon that would look really cool as a terrarium. I was surprised how... Twisty Ride says, I was surprised how fast cory cats grow, right? They're getting big quick. A couple months and they look like little tiny cory cats. I got some I'm going to be selling. Because I only need 5 of them for the BAP. And I think I've got about 15 or 20 I'm going to have for sale in the next couple of months. So, Dan Slee wants to know, what's your favorite moss/plant for tanks? So, if I have to pick one plant, and it's going to run a tank and all that, it's going to be guppy grass. Because that stuff will suck up nitrates, fry can hide in it, it grows like crazy, you'll always have more of it. Guppy grass is like the staple. Like, gotta have water, gotta have guppy grass. But then if I had to pick like my favorite like looking plant, like plant that I want in my tanks that I just can't or haven't gotten or am not that great at growing yet, I want pink crypts. I want pink flamingo crypts. I want a whole tank of them. I think that'd be spectacular. Those things are beautiful. Let's see. Blue Ice Aquatics says, I have a green frog that has been hanging out in the fish room. He just hangs out. I would just let him hang out. Because that'd be pretty sweet. Wild frog just comes by to say hi. I'd get him a cricket and be like, here's your cricket, bud. Put it right there. Let him chill. Valleyfish says, what kind of Cory fry again? I forgot. I have Paleatus Cory fry. So that's like your regular, you go to PetSmart and it says corridor catfish or whatever. It's those. But they're pretty cool. I also have a high fin variety of them, but they haven't bred yet. Well, they might have bred. I found a baby in that tank. And I don't know whether I accidentally got an egg from the Paleatus in that tank and it hatched in there somehow, or whether the long fins bred and I don't know about it and I just ended up with one baby. So we'll see when it grows up, I guess. It doesn't have a long fin now, but maybe it grows in. I don't know. I haven't bred them yet before, so we're going to find out. Okay. Anybody else have any questions? Because I really got to get to it. We went 5 minutes over the half hour I was going to do, but... Plus, I think Jeff Rose is going to go live. Somebody tell Jeff Rose to go live, because everybody knows he knows more than me. Is that a wink? There you go. Whatever. Okay, guys. Alright. So, you guys stay cool. I'm going to get out of here. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Thanks for hanging out. What is it? Oh, lrbaquatics.com. Check out some snails. Candy, get those snails for that puffer, because I got them all day and they need to go somewhere, because I got too many. So, you guys chill out. I'll see you guys later.